Jeff, let's keep the fun baseball talk going. A special night the other night in Trenton, right nearby, next door for us. Great to be joined by Director of Baseball Operations and Associate Coach for the Savannah Bananas, Coach Viro, as he said to introduce himself, Adam Virant. How you doing today, Adam?
Phenomenal. Thanks for having me on. Super excited to be back in the Northeast where I live in the off season and ready to get after it with you guys.
You guys played in Trenton the other night. I caught a little bit of the YouTube broadcast, saw a bunch of people's posts on social media. It looked like an amazing night for what said on the broadcast was your 100th banana ball game to be played. So talk to our listeners who haven't seen you about banana ball and how it went in Trenton.
Yeah. So first off, banana ball is the Savannah Bananas version of baseball. We have injected some exciting rules to speed up the game and make it exciting every single turn of the way. What to expect at a banana ball game? You're going to see a lot of dancing. You're going to see some great baseball. You're going to see some trick plays. You'll probably have the best time that you've ever had at a baseball field. ESPN has called us the greatest show in sports, and that's what we really strive to every single show is to create never forget moments and do things on a baseball field that people have never seen, but more importantly, make a positive impact and make people laugh and smile and bring families together. And Trenton really turned out last night. We had a sold out show. People started lining up at 1 o'clock for gates open at 5:30. We had a great time, and I think they did too.
I mean, look, sports is about winning, but it's also about having fun. You mentioned the trick plays. How do those come about? Tell us about a couple of the trick plays. And is it something that you work on, or is it something that just happens, or do you plan to do it at a certain point during your game?
Well, all of our games are real. Nothing's scripted once the ball leaves the pitcher's hand and they hit it. So you never know when you're going to have an opportunity for a trick play. But trick plays are a very important part of banana ball. We want to do something different than traditional baseball, which I grew up loving, and so many of our fans love traditional baseball. But the trick plays was something that we started really working on last summer and made it a focal point during all of our training sessions for guys to try new things. Our guys are very talented baseball players, and we know they can make the routine play. So let's try something a little bit different. Let's get out of our comfort zone and really work on some of these things. So one of our most famous trick plays is DR Meadows. He's our center fielder. He has landed multiple backflip catches while he's catching the ball midair, landing on his feet. He's been the SportsCenter top 10 numerous times. It's like lightning hits when he catches it. Leading to Ryan Cox. He's our glove magician. He's our shortstop. He has in excess of 100 trick plays thus far in our tour. And what we're learning is some of these trick plays and these variations that these players are maneuvering are a lot quicker and more natural than your traditional kind of ground ball that we were taught. So what we're seeing is that our players are able to, they're becoming routine for them. And we're also seeing little kids starting to try them. And I know little leagues and travel baseball coaches across the country are probably
horrified.
Yeah, absolutely. But our goal is to bring fun back into the game, and for mostly for the youth, because travel baseball has really sucked a lot of that kind of energy and happiness out of the game. And so those trick plays really, really bring some excitement, but happiness and joy to our fans as well.
Okay, so you just mentioned the travel baseball. As somebody who coached travel baseball for half a decade, like I could picture, it wouldn't have been me, but I could picture so many coaches just going bananas. I didn't mean to use the word bananas, but it works here. Going bananas at the thought of their kid coming out to see you and then coming to before a tournament and trying a trick play. Have you gotten that from any of these coaches?
We get calls weekly from our peers and people that we've coached with, and they say, man, our kids love you, but geez, they're trying to make these trick plays and it's driving us nuts. And that's fine. That means that we're having some sort of impact. And what we always tell the kids whenever we meet with them is when you see somebody land a trick play on the field, it didn't just happen. It's just like every skill that you have to develop. You got to practice and you got to practice it. So, yeah, I coached travel baseball for 10 years in New York City. And so if I was on that side of the fence, not involved with the Bananas, and one of my players came and tried to land a trick play in a game and he botched it, yeah, I'd probably have a problem with that, because that's not going to fly in high school or college. But yeah, I tell you what, I have evidence that some of these transfers are a lot quicker than the traditional route that we have been teaching for years.
I think I saw you incorporated into every batting practice. It's taking their daily vitamins.
Yep.
is the entertainment so talk to us about what happens. You practice all these things. It's like, will this work? And then it goes viral. What is that like for an organization that's focused on fun and entertainment to kind of get that reinforcement that it's enjoyed so much by so many people?
Yeah. We have a great group of guys on both of our teams. We travel with 2 teams, and the thing that I'm so impressed with all of them is they're so humble, and we play sold out shows everywhere we go. People are coming to our hotels. It's like being in like the hottest rock band. And so we know that it works, but most importantly, our guys love that they're having this positive impact on these kids, and they're creating joy. It's awesome when we see our guys show up on SportsCenter Top 10, or something goes viral, or a former big leaguer kind of acknowledges that we're doing some good things. That's just verifying that we are athletes and we're doing good things at a very high level. So, it's a level of accomplishment, but our guys are so humble. It's not going to their heads after 60 plus games of sold out shows and being on every news media outlet. Our guys still show up every single day with, the goal in mind to create a never forget moment for a fan at that new city.
You have your own set of rules. What's it like to go into a new stadium and have to explain those rules? Do you get a lot of people like wondering what's going on, or how does it work?
Yeah, I can only imagine what it's like for a fan who's not really dialed into our rules, wondering what just happened. How come the Bananas just scored 1 run and the other team didn't make 3 outs and everybody's walking off the field? Because the way we score the game is a little bit different. We play every inning counts. So if the away team scores 3 runs and the home team only scores 1 run, it's not 3-1 going into the next inning. It's 1-0. Okay. Conversely, if the home team scores more than the visiting team, it's a walk-off and the inning's over and we swap sides. So there's no doubt that there is a little bit of a learning curve for the new fan. But everything we do from a rule standpoint is all for the fans and the excitement and the enjoyment of the fans. We play with the 2-hour time limit. If a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out. So we get the fans involved. I mean, what's better than that?
I think you might have just answered my next question. What's your favorite one of the banana rules?
I mean, yeah, I just gave it away. If a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out. When it happens, the crowd goes crazy. We bring them on the field. We announce them to the crowd. We have a running list of everybody who's caught a foul ball at one of our shows. If the party animals are on defense and somebody catches a banana foul ball, they get booed like crazy. But yeah, it's a lot of fun just to kind of, hey man, that glove that you brought to the field, you are a player and you can use it to make a legitimate out in a game. And in fact, in Kannapolis, the game ended on a fan catching a foul ball down the line. It ended with a Bananas win.
You said something like we want you to see something that you've never seen before when you come here. I saw somewhere you try 20 to 25 new promotions every single game, knowing that some won't hit. What's that like as a coach out there, knowing you're still trying to play baseball, but you've got such engagement with the fans and the entertainment side? I mean, you've got kids on the field taking batting practice during different parts of the game. You've got oversized bats. Talk to us about the actual product on the field.
There's such alignment between the baseball side that Tyler Gillum and I are on and the entertainment side. We both understand and we mesh very, very well. So all of those promotions and those 20 plus promotions that we try every game, that comes mostly from the entertainment side. And we have an amazing team of people on the entertainment side. coming up with new ideas. Jesse Cole coming up with new ideas every day and trying. We understand that if we do the same thing over and over again, it's going to become boring and people aren't going to come back. So it's similar to SNL and the writers' room, where they're all sitting around and they're coming up with crazy ideas. Everybody's trying to plus it and figuring out how to carry it out on the field. And then we try it, and some fall flat, but some absolutely crush. And when it crushes, we are the most excited for it because we're like, yeah, we did it. And it's also great for the fans because if they've come to shows before, they'll see something different. And that's really, really important. It's kind of like going to a rock band that you never know the set list you're going to get. You're going to get some of the old hits, but you're also going to get some new ones and some variations. That's kind of what you have at a banana ball game too. You're going to see something new every time.
You know, you talk about the rock band aspect of this. You've become so popular that major league players want to come play with you. You've had one of our great stars from a World Series champion and Shane Victorino come. I've seen other times where you've had players that are former players sitting in the stands, drinking a beer and coming out and pitching a game. What is it like to now have that your brand of baseball is now like a magnet to Major League Baseball players to kind of come and just have fun?
Yeah, it shows that what we're doing is very legitimate and we're on the right path. And so when you have guys like Shane Victorino or Johnny Damon or Hunter Pence just joined us in Sacramento, wanting to be a part of us and showing up and leaning into the entertainment, that's really awesome. But it shows the world that, hey, you know what? You don't have to be, we're not just all dancing and antics. We play legitimate baseball because Johnny Damon, Hunter Pence, they're just not going to show up to dance. They're going to show up to play baseball. We met with Tim Kirkchin when we were in West Palm, and Tim said, you know, I love what you guys are doing, but if the baseball's not good, this does not work. So he watched that game, and it happened to be one of the greatest games that we've ever played. And after the game, I said, hey, Tim, what'd you think? And he's like, the baseball's good. Keep going. And so that's all we need to hear. We just need to be to be verified and from these legitimate baseball people, because they will tell their friends, and that will just help us continue on doing what we want for the fans.
We talked about the fan side of it. How do you scout future players? Does it go in here? I mean, Jeff and I tried out years ago for the Sixers G League team. Is it open tryouts that people can come, or how do you find the next generation of bananas?
And when can we try out?
So we used to hold open tryouts, and the first 2 tours we did so. And our tryouts are unlike anything else. We ask people to dress up in costumes and try different things, and it's crazy. Due to our success and popularity, we've had to limit that now to invite only.
Could you just invite Jeff so he could wear a costume? He won't make the team anyway. So
no.
It'd be cool.
We'll talk about it. But every city that we go to, we are holding tryouts. So if we see somebody in a city, whether it's Phoenix or Sacramento or Cooperstown, and they're in that locale, and they kind of fit the bill, they played some college baseball, they played pro, they have a unique talent, we'll bring them out to the game, and they'll work out pregame with us, and we'll look at that, for the future seasons. Also, we lean very heavily on our current players. That's very important because our players know exactly what is required to play banana ball and play for the Savannah Bananas or the Party Animals or anybody. So they are our best marketer because they're able to authentically communicate what this whole thing is about. We don't want players where we have to convince them that this is a good thing. We want guys who are all in from the get-go and want to be a great role model and want to play banana ball. And so, our players are great marketers, but it also helps having Hunter Pence say, I got a guy who's right for you, and big leaguers are sending us. So that's pretty cool.
One of the things about, especially when you're coaching kids, is trying to impress upon them that this is still a game, that they should still have fun. And travel baseball takes a lot of that out of kids. What is it like for the players to come play for you and realize that they can get back to having fun? I mean, we're lucky. We're in a city right now where if you look at what's going on with the Phillies, those players are having fun. But you see so many players in the major leagues that you want them to treat it as a career, but at the same time, don't lose the fun aspect, because that's what baseball is all about. What's it like when players come to you? Do they realize, does it recharge them?
Yeah, we definitely see a reinvigorated player. Again, like if during the scouting process and the evaluation process, we make sure that we're in alignment with that player, and that the player really, really knows and wants to be a part of this. And all too often, we have players, very high level players, who might be interested, but also might want to still get into affiliate or try to make it to the big leagues. And what we tell them is, go live out your dream. And when you're ready to make the transformation to banana ball and what this whole thing is about, then come talk to us. So when our players get in the environment and they're around the fans and they start playing banana ball, it's just a herd mentality, and you see a lot of smiles and happy faces. That said, they're not happy when they strike out. They're not happy when they lose. It's still very, very competitive because again, Tim Kirkshin saying, if the baseball is not good, it doesn't work. So we need high level players. High level players are ultimate competitors. And so we never want them to lose the competitive spirit, but we also want them to keep the perspective about what this whole thing is about. And it is about having fun and showing that you can have fun on a baseball field and still play at a very, very high level. So, we have talks with guys from time to time when they start, kind of getting down in that hole a little bit, but not too often, because everybody's in alignment about what our mission is about, creating, happiness and fun and joy for all these fans.
So, all right, where do you guys go next? You've had Banana Land on ESPN Plus. You are sold out in stadium. I mean, there was a raffle to get into Trenton the other night. You like could not get tickets to the game. And you have all the success. You're on your third world tour. Where does this go for you with your next innovations?
Yeah, it's a great question. And a lot of people ask, I see us going to play bigger stadiums, because we have a wait list of 800,000 people wanting to get tickets throughout the country. And so that's an indication to us that we have a lot more people we need to serve. So we need to play either more games or bigger venues so we can house them all. So, there's talks to play at major league stadiums next year. And that's a whole nother challenge in and of itself. There's talks about having a league, creating a banana ball league, so we can have more teams going out into the country and serving more people. And then also going internationally. My dream is to go play in Japan, and because I know that this would resonate there. So those are kind of the things that are being talked about. And we're going to have our 2024 draft, our scheduled draft, on October 5th. People should tune in, because you're going to learn about where we're coming, and if we're coming to a city near you, and more importantly, what stadiums we're going to be playing at. So those are some of the things that are being discussed right now.
Adam, I got to ask you, since we do have something else in common, which is you were a lawyer. How did you end up here from there?
Jeff might look to make a career change.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell me it's never too late.
And so I played baseball my whole entire life. Grew up in Omaha, Nebraska, loving the game. I learned everything at the College World Series, and I was fortunate to play college baseball for Fort Scott Junior College and also then George Mason University. I had a career-ending injury. I couldn't throw anymore, so real life hit me pretty quickly. Jerry Maguire was out in the movie theaters sometime around there, and I was like, you know what, I want to be a sports agent. So I went to law school thinking that was the right path for me. It wasn't. I knew it right away when I was in law school that this isn't for me, but I wasn't going to stop. I wasn't going to quit. I made the commitment to it. And then I practiced law for about 10 years, labor and employment. And I don't want to, I tell everybody I hated every second of it, but I just learned a lot about the profession that I didn't like. And when I was ready to kind of move on, I was like, what's next? Am I going to go teach? Am I going to go, coach baseball? I was lucky enough to meet up with some old friends who said, hey, just come work with some baseball players in the cage and see how you like it. And coming from a family of educators, I started teaching and I really loved it. I really loved working with kids and seeing improvement. And that led me to starting the travel baseball program for the New York Bulldogs, connected with the Bulldog Ball Club. We did all of our programming in Central Park. So there's no better office than Central Park. And it led me to the Bananas. A good friend of mine, Nate Fish, he was with Team Israel and he's coached the WBC teams and the Olympic team with Team Israel. he got connected with the Bananas, and he brought me along as an assistant coach 3 years. I had a unique skill set from a baseball and a business sense that led me to being valuable for the corporation and the company. And so they kept me along. And so now that's why I'm kind of helping out with the business of baseball while also coaching. And so, here I am. It's hands down the greatest job I could ever dream of, including the big leagues. I have friends who have coached in the big leagues. They are jealous of me and what I'm doing. And so, I landed where I should have landed. It just took me 48 years of my life to get here, but here I am, and I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, I'm jealous of those jerseys, by the way.
They're iconic, right?
Jeff,
They are great. The white one's even better. Those were great.
Like the white ones, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just talking to our president, Jared Orton, and I said, all right, there's 2 jerseys that are iconic in my mind. One is the Yankee pinstripe, and I'm sorry, but then the 2 is the yellow Bananas, because if you see a yellow jersey in the wild, it's got to mean one thing, and it's Bananas. Whenever I wear any Bananas gear anywhere in the country, I get picked out, and they're like, Bananas, go Bananas. And so I think the yellow jerseys are iconic. White looks clean, but everybody wears white. Nobody wears yellow.
You're right. That one stands out.
Jeff's a traditionalist. You'll see that. Look, we can't thank you enough for the time, Coach Vero. We look forward to seeing how it continues to grow. Jeff and I will watch the 2024 draft. I hope you're coming back to the area so we can catch it for ourselves next time. Thanks so much for the time, and we hope to keep in touch with you.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. And, you can always watch all games live on YouTube TV for free. And so that's the best way for you guys to stay in touch with us. But thanks for having me on, guys. And, keep fighting the good fight, and we'll see you in a city near you.
Good luck, Coach.
Thanks a lot, guys.